Yo, what up, guys? This is your boy Kofi with Kill Sports Talk back at with another video. And I just wanted to do this quick video. I'm not going to make this long. I'm probably going to do it for like 10 minutes, but um, I'm pretty sure you guys already know what happened. Yesterday, you saw the game. And yeah, man, from start to finish, it was ugly, straight ugly, bro. Detroit literally from the start of the game literally came out swinging. First drive of the game, touchdown for Jahmyr Gibbs. Um, and I mean, in our first drive, we responded with a touchdown, and Detroit responds back. And uh, a little bit of the first half was a little bit of a little bit of a battle. It was a little bit of a defensive battle, but toward the end of the first half, when Tesla got that catch, that one-handed catch, uh, even though he was literally inbounds, they said that he was out of bounds. Like literally, if you looked at the replay, you saw that Tesla's foot, well, his knee was totally in bounds. But the referees gave it to Detroit and said he was out of bounds, and they gave him a 10-second runoff. And so literally it gave Detroit 6 seconds, enough to literally go for it and get the touchdown, which led to what, 28-14. And at that point, I already knew the game was over at that point. Start of the second half, Bears didn't score a point. It was a false start. Literally, the first start of the second half, Bears get a false start, and they go 3 and out. Lions score again, and literally the Lions literally didn't look back, and the Lions just kept pouring it on. Literally, Jalen Johnson, I think part of the first half of the game, he went down, and Lions took advantage of that opportunity. Amon-Ra St. Brown, I think, bro, just oh my gosh, Amon-Ra St. Brown, like, dude, was just killing us. Jahmyr Gibbs was killing us. Jameson Williams, he had like 2 catches for 108 yards when he caught that 60-yard pass for a touchdown from Jared Goff. Jared Goff was just, at one point, he was 18 for 18 for 4 touchdowns, and he ended the game 23 for 28, 334 yards, 159 passer rating. Caleb Williams was not too bad this game. I mean, he made some dumb throws, of course. I mean, of course, he had his 2 touchdowns to Roma Dunze. I mean, he looked a little bit better than last week. He was a little bit calmer in the pocket, but at times he was missing some throws. And, like, come on, guys. A lot of guys were just dropping passes. I don't know what was going on with any of our draft picks. Any of our draft picks were pretty much just a non-factor in this game. Colston Loveland only had 1 catch. Cole Kmet only had 1 catch. Our tight end's not being utilized enough. I don't know what's going on with this team. Shamar Turner was inactive. Audrey Trapilla was inactive. It's like, and Luther Burden was just pretty much just used on special teams. He's not a big part of this offense, and it's like, this is too much of an indictment on Ryan Poles, man. It's like we start to give Ryan Poles a pass, and I just don't understand for the life of me why George McCaskey gave him an extension. Why didn't you wait until the whole season played out before you gave him an extension? Poles did not deserve this extension at all. You saw from his past drafts, Ryan Poles does not have any players that he's drafted who have made the Pro Bowl or who is pretty much just a blue chip player, or aside from being a blue chipper player, in this draft. Like, name me one player, who's a blue chip player so far right now. I can't name you any right now. And I know some of you want to talk about Caleb Williams or Roma Dunze, or those are some of your blue chippers, or Kyler Gordon, but like, teams are not afraid of them. Like, no one's afraid of Kyler Gordon. Like, Kyler Gordon, he's a great player, don't get me wrong, but no one is circling him saying, oh, we gotta watch out for this guy. Like, No one is afraid of Montez Sweat. Montez Sweat literally was non-existent this game, aside from that sack that was negated because of a hands to the face by Tariq Stevenson. I mean, I just don't know what's going on with this team. This team is literally in shambles. I mean, I could read the numbers off to you right now. I don't even want to read these numbers because it's so freaking embarrassing. And this game just showed you that the Lions really didn't need Ben Johnson. They didn't. Total yards, Lions had 511 total yards. That's crazy. 334 yards passing, 177 yards rushing, yards per play 8.8. Sacks allowed, bro. Like the offensive line gave up 4 sacks. And this is the thing about this offensive line. Like Braxton Jones, he gave up 2 sacks. And Darnell Wright, he gave up 1. And then Jonah Jackson gave up 1. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, Jonah Jackson, he keeps like having these false starts or these lapses. Darnell Wright keeps having these lapses at times. And it's like when the Bears, like when they try to go into the interior, when they try to run the interior, especially on that 3rd and 1 and that 4th and 1 play, they couldn't get it. They couldn't get those inches. And this is like what I've been talking about. Like Ryan Poles, I don't know what his process is, but he's not a good talent evaluator at all. Not a good talent evaluator at all. Man, oh man, this stuff be hilarious. Chuck and went on witness protection. Thank you, Don Burr. Thank you for that. And congrats to your team for beating us. Goff carried Ben Johnson. Oh, I know you're going to say that. I know you're going to talk about Ben. Go ahead, Don Burr. Just keep talking about us. You know, I mean, at this point, I don't even care right now, bro. At this point, Don, I don't even care about like right now because this team, bro, is just once you feel like this team, you feel like you think this team takes 1 step forward, they take 3 steps back. Like, and I don't even know why the heck do I keep hyping up this team, bro. I don't know why. And us Bears fans, like, this Bears team just keeps duping us. Like, they just keep defrauding us, man. And it's so sad, bro. Like, ever since I've been on, what the fuck? Hold on. Ever since I've created my my YouTube channel or for Bears content, this team has never made the playoffs. Never made the playoffs at all. Never. And there's this one stat where they said that I think there was this one stat that I read that since 2015, the Bears are 57-93. They're 57-93 right now. Since 2015, the last 10 years, the Chicago Bears are 57-93. That's not good. That is not good at all. And since I started this channel, and I think I've been making Bears content for like 4.5 years, almost 5. They've never made the playoffs. And they went through 3 quarterbacks. They went through Mitch Trubisky, Justin Fields, and now Caleb Williams. And in the whole 105 years since the Chicago Bears have been in existence, Eric Kramer is still still holds the record for the number of passing yards in a season with 3,838 and 30 touchdowns. I mean, I could go on and on and on how cursed the Chicago Bears franchise, and it starts at the top. It starts with the ownership. It starts with George McCaskey. George McCaskey has even admitted that he is not a football guy. He's just a fan. And the people who he hires, who think they know football, don't know football. Like Ryan Poles, just because he came from the Chiefs team and they won a Super Bowl or whatever, they think, oh, okay, he probably knows football. He knows a thing or two about football. So they hire him. And yeah, the first season, okay, of course I get it. You want to you tear the whole thing down to shreds. You got rid of some nasty contracts, you're trying to create a lot of cap space or whatever. I get it. You get rid of Khalil Mack, even though I really didn't really agree with it, them getting rid of Khalil Mack, but they felt like they didn't want to be in purgatory or whatever. But look at the results, man. Like, look at all these draft picks you've gotten. Like, you had 2 number 1 draft picks. You traded down one, right? You traded that one. You got DJ Moore. You got another first round pick. You got a second round pick. You got a couple second round picks. And that turned into, like I said, DJ Moore, the 8th pick. They traded down, and then they got Darnell Wright, which I did not agree. They should have got Jalen Carter. I've been saying this for years, and look at how that's turning out. Darnell Wright is really not really helping out this team. They really need to put Ozzie Trapillo in that team. I don't even know why he's inactive. If they would have drafted Jalen Carter, then that would have you really could have built around Jalen Carter. Like players like Jalen Carter, they give opposing offensive coordinators nightmares, literally nightmares. And I've been clamoring this. I've been clamoring since 2023 season. We need to draft Jalen Carter. Yeah, I know he's done some crazy stuff. I get it. I get it that he's done a lot of crazy stuff. But those are the type of players you need. Sometimes you need some badass type of players. And Jalen Carter is one of those badass type of players that I would have drafted if I were the GM. I would have drafted him. Let's go on to the 2024 season, right? 2024 season. Of course, he doesn't trade down in the 2024 season. He picks Caleb Williams with the first pick. You had the 8th pick, or you had I think the 8th or the 9th pick, or what was it? No, you had the 9th pick. You decided to pick Rome Odunze. Okay, I mean, I'm not too mad at that. I'm not too mad at that. But at the same time, that you had a pressing need. You had a pressing need at defensive line. You could have drafted Jared Burris. I wanted us to draft Jared Burris because we needed more depth at the defensive line. Our defensive line needed more depth. This was a problem last year, with Montez Sweat. Even after the 2023 season, we were talking about how we need more depth at the defensive line. No, you ended up drafting Rome Odunze. I mean, it's a great move, but at the same time, that's not a pressing need. That's not something that we extremely needed. We didn't really need a wide receiver. You probably could have gone to this year's draft and probably drafted a wide receiver, this draft, because we already had Keenan Allen. We traded for Keenan Allen, and you got DJ Moore. You don't need to add too much, And then you go on to the 2025 season. You pick Colston Loveland, who was a total reach, literally a non-factor in this game, He only had one. Let me check the stats. Let me check the stats, bro. Yeah, he had no catches. Colston Loveland had no catches, none. Literally, Luther Burden only had one reception, and I'm going to come to Luther Burden later on. Colston Loveland, literally a non-factor. This is your 10th round. This is your first round pick, who's supposed to be a contributor to this team. Literally did not contribute whatsoever in this game. Literally nothing. And we always talk about how Ben Johnson utilized these 12 personnel. Cole Kmet was barely involved. He only had 1-2 catches for 29 yards or whatever. I mean, it's just all the way bad. That was a total reach. You could have gotten Kenneth Grant. You could have gotten a left tackle, which you really needed. You really needed a left tackle. You could have traded up to get Will Johnston, who's doing really well with the Patriots. Very solid player, playing well with the Patriots. You could have gotten Kelvin Banks Jr., who I said it. Oh, I made a mock draft. I made a mock draft of thus um, getting Kelvin Banks Jr. But no, you didn't want to do that. And then you also with the second round pick, you said, "Oh man, Luther Burden was a great steal, whatever." Again, like I'm saying, you reached again getting a wide receiver, something that you didn't need. This was a luxury move. You needed a running back. You could have gotten a running back. You could have gotten Cam Scatterbull. You could have gotten um one of those running backs, Caleb Johnson, somebody like that. I know Marlon Hampton and Travion Henderson were already taken or whatever with the previous two picks, and I get it. But you probably even could have even traded up. You could probably even could have traded up if you knew um, that the Chargers or the Cleveland Browns were going to take those picks. You could have been more aggressive. Like, hey man, we need running backs. We need to get those. Like, you could have looked at it and say, hey, we need to be more aggressive and get those guys because Ben Johnson and his offense relies heavily on the running game. It's predicated on the running game, and you need a running back that's going to have good field vision and that's going to get in between the tackles. That's going to get those extra yards. That's going to alleviate some of the pressure off of our quarterback. And no, you did not do that. You decided to elect to get a wide receiver who was another reach. And then with the 56th pick, you decided to get a right tackle who's not even a left tackle, and Ozzie Trapillo. Like, tell me what I don't already know that the Chicago Bears are doing. And in the 2024 season, also, let's not even talk about Torrey Taylor, who's also a luxury pick, somebody who we didn't really need. Like, that was a reach in the fourth round. I mean, I can go over and over and over and over and over again. How many mistakes Ryan Poles has made over and over and over and over and over again, bro. And it's so freaking frustrating. It frustrates me as a Chicago Bears fan, seeing my team thinking that they're taking 2 steps back, but no, they take 4 steps back. They're thinking they're taking 2 steps forward, but they take 4 steps back. And it's like this every single freaking year. Every single freaking year that I've made this channel, I've always tried to hype them up. Oh, this team has a chance at least maybe 8 or 9 wins. Like, I wasn't too optimistic. I was never a homer in saying that they were going to go 11, 12, win 12. I would say they would probably win 8 or 9 games, maybe even 10 at the most. I was never too optimistic because I was always cautiously optimistic. I've always been cautiously optimistic about the Chicago Bears team. And it's like we always talk about the 85 team. I wasn't even born yet with the 85 Bears team. And it's been 20 years, almost 20 years since they went to the dance, since they went to the Super Bowl. And I was a kid back then. And that's a long time ago. That was a really long time ago. 20 years, man. A long time ago. And even when I talk about that stuff, that's still fresh on my mind. That still pisses me off. But still, man, like, the Chicago Bears have not made the playoffs since 2020. They haven't won a playoff game since 2010, which is like 15, 16 years ago when I was still in high school. That's a long time ago. I'm not going to talk about that. But it's just frustrating, man. Like, it's just really frustrating, man. It's like and it goes to the point, is it time for us to put paper bags on this season? Like, literally, is it time for us to put paper bags on this season? Because literally in my predictions, I had the Bears going probably 9 or 8, 10-7, with this team. It's not looking like that. I'll be surprised if they win even 5 games this season. I'll be surprised if they even win 4 games this season with the way they're playing, bro. Like, I'm looking at their schedule, bro, right now. I'm looking at the schedule, and maybe I see them beating the Saints. I don't even know about the Giants, bro, because their defensive line is just way too good, bro. I don't see them beating the Cowboys. I don't see them beating the Raiders. I don't see them beating the Commanders. Maybe the Saints, maybe the Giants, but the Giants got a good, mean defensive line. I don't even see him beating the Bengals because, I mean, Jake Browning, bro, looked solid, bro. Jake Browning looked solid even without Joe Burrow. I mean, I don't even know. Then you got the Eagles. Then you got the Browns. Then you got the Packers twice. Packers looking like a Super Bowl contender. You got the 49ers. Then you got the Lions at home. Like, yeah, Poll sucks, man. Optimus Poll sucks, bro. And I got this one chick texting me, man. Why is she blowing up my phone? Oh, hold on, bro. Bro, man. I'm sorry, man. Bro, problems, bro. See, man, this is what happens, bro. Like, even on my phone, like I got some chick blowing up my phone over some girl problems, man. Even I got some female problems just popping up because the Bears are just making me go crazy, bro. Like, come on, dude. 0-17, bro. I don't know if the Bears are going 0-17. The Don and Ron show. Nice ring to it. Bro, but man, this is sad to watch, bro. I don't know about this team, bro. And I'm like, I was even thinking about whether or not I should do a live stream for Monday Night Football. But at this point, bro, if we go 0-4, I'm going to be doing mock drafts, bro. Like, literally, I'm going to be doing mock drafts. 2026 mock drafts. 2026 mock drafts, bro. I'm going to be doing 2026 mock drafts, bro. If we go 0-4, if we lose to the Raiders and if we lose to the Cowboys, and let's also talk about our cornerback position, because we already got some breaking news that Jalen Johnson is going to be out indefinitely for the next 3. Well, they don't know the timetable, but they wanted to look for the next 3 weeks whether he's going to have surgery on his hamstring because he re-aggravated his hamstring. And bro, like, it's just all the way bad, man. I mean, it's just all the way bad. And it's like, how are we going to have an answer for CeeDee Lamb, bro? How are we going to have an answer for George Pickens? And Matt Eberflus is coming back to Chicago, the Chicago Bears, and he's going to have revenge on his mind. He's definitely going to have revenge on his mind. And he's probably going to let the Dallas Cowboys know, okay, they're probably going to have this game circled on. Matt Eberflus is definitely going to have this game circled. And he's going to put on a defensive showing, bro. Like, if we don't score 20 points on Matt Eberflus's team, bro, we're cooked. We're cooked. This Chicago Bears team is cooked, bro. Like, literally, Chicago sports teams are just straight cooked, bro. I mean, aside from even the Chicago Cubs, bro, who will be going to the playoffs, bro. Like, we just settle for mediocrity, man. It's like, I'm just so sick and tired of the mediocrity, bro. Like, we got to stop looking for these choir boys, man. Let's not, I'm not trying to look for no choir boys. I'm not trying to look for no good boys, bro. I'm trying to look for some dogs, bro, for this team. And I don't see no dogs on this team at all. All I see is some puppy crap, pussified, soft, Charmin, a whole bunch of players on this 53-man roster. Soft, Charmin, puppy chow players on this 53-man roster. Like, I don't see no dogs on this team, bro. And DJ Moore just does not look like he wants to be on this team. I mean, if I were the coach, I probably would have benched him. And Ben Johnson talked about how body language matters. You definitely see the body language on that guy. That guy does not care. And if at one point, if you have to trade, if the rubber meets the road, and if you have to trade DJ Moore, then do it, man. Because you don't want nobody on this team that's going to be a cancer for this team, that's going to seep in and be a cancer on this team. And I know he signed his contract, but you got to weed it out, man. You got to weed it out, bro. But I don't know what else to say. I'm probably going to have 5 more minutes before I end this live stream. But if you guys have any more comments to comment on about this game or about the Chicago Bears or about NFL in general, please let me know. And let's talk about last night's game, bro. Let's talk about last night's game against the Falcons and the Minnesota Vikings. The Atlanta Falcons made J.J. McCarthy look like a rookie quarterback yesterday. So you're meaning to tell me, Dennis Allen, for the whole 4 quarters, you couldn't get J.J. McCarthy to look like a rookie quarterback for 4 quarters. But you're meaning to tell me that the Atlanta Falcons of all teams, who's also a mediocre team that's also in rebuilding mode, right? Who's also in rebuilding mode, who's able to stop J.J. McCarthy for 4 quarters. You mean to tell me you couldn't do that? I mean, that's all I got to say, bro. That's all I got to say. Don't let Poles draft next year. For real. Don't. At this point, Poles should just listen to the fans. He need to watch my stream, bro. He need to watch my mock drafts and go after the dogs. Like, literally, he needs to do his due diligence. And I mean do his due diligence and do his studies on these draft picks, because he's a bad talent evaluator. A bad talent evaluator. Like, how are more than half of your draft picks, more than 75% of your draft picks inactives? Shamar Turner, inactive. Ozzie Trapillo, inactive. Karan Amargaji, inactive. Kyler Gordon, not playing. I mean, Colston Loveland, non-factor. Luther Burden, 1 catch for 5 yards. Literally non-factor. And our run game is complete trash. Yeah, our run game is complete trash, Optimus. That's what I've been saying, bro. Like, we could have drafted a running back. I've been saying this. We need to draft a running back. We need to draft a running back. We needed to draft a running back. We needed to draft a running back. I already knew that we weren't going to get Ashton Jeanty because the Raiders were going to get Ashton Jeanty. We could have traded up the 39th pick and got Travion Henderson or Amarion Hampton. No, we didn't do that. We ended up getting Kyle Monangai. When we have Kyle Monangai, we don't utilize him at all in the run game. We don't utilize him at all in the run game. DeAndre Swift is not that type of power back that's going to get you those extra yards. He's not the type of back that's going to get you those extra yards. And in that last Minnesota game, when you saw Caleb Williams be the leading rusher, that tells you that we needed a running back, that we need a running back. That tells you we need a running back. And I mean, I just don't know, dude. At this point, if we go 0-4, like I said, if we go 0-4, these next 2 games, I will do a mock draft. I am going to do a mock draft. I will. I'm going to be doing a mock draft because even teams. Oh God, who's texting me? Hold on. What the fuck? Yeah, I'm sorry, man. This girl, she doing too much right now. Sorry, dude. Lost my train of thought. Yeah, defense is soft, bro. Defense is soft. Just to give up 52 points, that's a freaking travesty. This is one of the worst games I've seen as a Bears fan since 2014. Since 2014. Like, literally, this is one of the worst defensive showings I've seen since 2014. Going back to Mark Trustman, when they gave a back-to-back 50 points to the Packers and to the Patriots. This is one of the worst defensive showings I've seen since that game. You gave up 52 points to the Detroit Lions. Now, don't get me wrong. The Detroit Lions are a good team, but you just lay down and just spread your legs like a $5 whore. Just spread your legs like a $5 whore. Like, literally, the Detroit Lions just spreaded the Chicago Bears wide open. Like, Chicago Bears just said, hey, here, have me, do whatever you want with me, and just keep pounding me down. Just keep pounding me. They just kept pounding him, like pounding him down like a $5 whore, bro. Like, the Chicago Bears defense just laid down like a $5 whore, and the Detroit Lions just said, okay, we'll just do whatever we want with you. And they just kept pounding him, like pounding him, bro. Like, literally, Amon-Ra St. Brown and those wide receivers, bro, were literally having their way with our secondary. man, bro, literally having their way on our secondary. The defensive line literally gave no pressure to Jared Goff. Jared Goff could have, went and gone to Starbucks, got himself a nice hot caramel mocha latte, came back, drank his little caramel macchiato mocha latte, put it down, and threw the ball down to Jameson Williams, and Jameson Williams could have caught a touchdown. That's how much time Jared Goff had time. Like Jared Goff, he probably could have gone to the bathroom, took a leak, came back to the game, got the ball, threw a touchdown, and it would have meant nothing. That's how much pressure Jared Goff got. Like, he didn't get no type of pressure. Like, Jared Goff, that's how much time Jared Goff had in the pocket. Literally. I mean, aside from that one sack that Montez Sweat gave him, but still, like, you went 18 for 18 for 4 touchdowns, bro. Like, literally, the dude was, like, literally damn near perfect the entire game. Damn near perfect. And I don't know, bro. Like, we got our work cut off for us for this next game. The Dallas Cowboys are coming into town. We're coming back home. And this team, they better figure it out quick, fast, in a hurry, because their season's already going down. And teams that go 0-2 in the NFL, or since the inception of the NFL, teams that go 0-2, 89% of them don't make the playoffs. 89% of them don't make the playoffs. So Ben Johnson, he better get his crap together and get this team's act together quick, fast, in a hurry, or this 2025 season is going to go down fast in a hurry. And that's all I got for you guys today. I'm out.